stairs, and we couldn't even find this landing because it's so tiny. Like, you walk up, I was with two people. I was with a photographer friend and another person. And I've known the photographer for 30 years. We did a shoot together when I was about 18. And he's kind of helped me on this project a bit over the last 2 years, doing some interviews and things with witnesses. When we got up there, it was like this bit here. So he is only 5'8".
So we're showing pictures here. This is one of your friends.
Yeah.
Who is standing where Andrew
so
was
he's
standing. What's the point you're making
I'm
there?
showing the scale. So he's 5'8", 5'9" at tallest with spiky hair. And he doesn't have a gap between him and the banister like Andrew does. It's like, okay, he's...
because he is sideways. He's sideways. Can she be serious? He doesn't have a gap. Look, Prince Andrew is sideways. It's like in martial arts, they teach you, stand sideways. There's not enough of you there to hit. Look at you. Look at the guy she's got.
He's not totally on the side, but he's a lot of smaller guy than Andrew. You can't fit a man like Andrew and half of Virginia in that space. It's just not possible. Like this bit here.
Look, he is not sideways. You can see that perfectly well that you can fit Prince Andrew sideways. Virginia, who's tiny, and then Maxwell behind them. You can see from that image, they fit perfectly. She is clutching. And I just got smashed, zapped off my own live stream. Let me go back. I'm watching it on my phone as well. All right, if you get zapped, hit the channel icon. It will take you right back. We're just getting, ever since we started reporting on Virginia, every live stream is getting zapped like this. Nothing suspicious there, folks. And many of you are experiencing it. Put a 1 in the chat if you think Lady Victoria Hervey is correct. You cannot fit a sideways Prince Andrew into that area. Put a 2 in the chat if you think she's talking utter poppycock. She's got her guy mostly facing forward to make it look like there's no space. How could she even have the gall to go on Piers and make this claim? Wow, she must be getting paid a lot.
It's only...
So that's the camera.
So this banister here...
Camera 3.
This is 60 centimeters only. Do you know what 60 centimeters, if we had a measuring tape to show you how small that is? I mean...
So let me ask you a question.
They're basically making him out like he's anorexic.
Okay, look,
like, I couldn't fit in there with another girl.
At the very least, this is actually interesting because I've never seen independent pictures taken of this area.
No one has seen this picture, by the way.
Which is very interesting, right?
Yeah.
So my question for you is, if, as you say, it's very easy to at least cast a lot of doubt over this picture, which was the key crux of the evidence against Andrew.
Piers, why aren't you saying she's casting doubt by having someone face forward instead of sideways? Simple as.
Why did Andrew end up paying a reported $11 million?
Well, he didn't have these pictures, did he? Until like
oh, he didn't have my pictures. I'm so clever. Ooh. I'm a Lady Victoria Hervey. Slobbering all over Fergie right now. Come on, Fergie. Let's get these pictures out there.
But he could have got them, surely.
You know what? I think he was given really, really bad advice. So this here, this shows the measurements.
So that's the camera again.
So actually, like when you zoom in on that, you can actually zoom in and it's 61.
I just noticed the baubles on her sleeves. She's like half Christmas tree right now.
Inches all the way across. Now that corroborates the information we got on video when we measured.
Oh, look, picture of a tape measure. Therefore, I am correct.
we have the same basically.
So your overview is what? Is that
Let's go back to that tape measure picture again, because I've got something to say there. Let's see, where is it?
So this here, so this shows
Here's
the
the
measurements.
measurement.
show that to the camera again?
So actually,
Right. So look at all
like when you zoom in on that, you can
look at all that space right there for Prince Andrew to be sideways, for tiny Virginia to be here, and for Maxwell to be here. Perfectly ample.
actually zoom in, and it's 61 inches all the way across. Now that corroborates the information we got on video when we measured. We have the same basically.
so your over
She's obviously never been on the London Underground when it's completely full, and people have to shove together to fit in, because you could fit 20 people into that space on the London Underground, Lady V.
overview is what? Is that
My overview is that this is a collage. The
Collage. Oh my God, she's on the Timothy Leary.
also Virginia says that this part of the photo, she says the photo was done with a throwaway camera. Now, a throwaway camera back in 2001 cannot do this perfect symmetrical, like, also the flash in the background, that is actually thought to be the light from the pub outside, but this is a collage. So it was this frame, and then they were collaged and basically put in, but their scale is about
okay? Does Prince Andrew know you've got this?
He
vicariously through Fergie. That's her connection to royalty.
knows that. Well, I speak to his ex-wife,
Sarah
and,
Ferguson.
Yeah, and
you told her about these pictures.
She knows that I got into the house.
So Andrew knows that.
See how vague she is. Like, is that because they're paying her and she doesn't want people to know, or is that because she's desperately wants them to acknowledge her, that she's got this wonderful evidence?
You've been in the house.
I suspect so.
And do they share your view that they think this is materially interesting evidence that may support his
think
version?
Anyone that sees this would think this is pretty interesting.
Tom,
In your own mind, Lady V. In your own mind.
before I go to Maureen, what's your immediate reaction?
Well, the point is, where did these photographs originally come from? And as I recall, it was a Daily Mail journalist who found.
No. I got given these. Hold on. Oh, well,
No,
these are my photos.
You mean the original picture?
Oh, okay. So this is the other thing, right? So Virginia's photo, it was actually verified that actually the FBI never received a hard copy. They only got a copy put on a disc, so they never got to see the back of it.
Okay, Tom, do you just as a journalist, do you find this intriguing? Do you find it incredible?
As I understand the story, the original photograph.
They would have really short legs. They would have no legs.
You can mock up your photographs too. The point is that photographs clearly can be mocked up. The point
This is real. This girl's like 5'2".
Let Tom finish.
Yeah.
She had the photograph and she gave it to the journalist unsolicited. The journalist turned up at her door. It wasn't an FBI source. It was her photograph. And I believe it to be true. I don't believe.
It's sweet. It's sweet that you believe.
I believe it because I just don't see who would have the motive to construct.
That's what we all want to know.
Okay,
well, you want to know because you don't believe it's true. I don't want to know because I just don't believe that there's anyone.
I want to know who put Giuffre up
someone
to
else.
this.
Let me just speak 1 second.
Sorry.
There's nobody who has the motive, in my view, to originally put in these three people as a collage, because what would be the purpose?
Also, her lawyer, David Boyd, said he was
Rob
skeptical
Family.
when he first met her, just because he's a lawyer and always is. But he made her take a polygraph and she passed with flying colours.
Well, that possibly.
That's what he said.
But that is also possible because she's gone through so much trauma.
Okay, all right. Let me bring in the others. Maureen.
So Virginia can't be believed, but you can, Lady Hervey, because you've not gone through so much trauma. Is that what you're trying to say? Anyway, Virginia's dad comes on this, and just in plain spoken language, you can tell he's being honest, puts the kibosh on her claims. And I don't think he's even seen what she's said. Just with what's asked of him, brings out certain information to make her just seem like she's clutching at straws. So I'll forward it to where we bring in, here he is, where we bring him. We're going to be doing a lot on this story today. And I've also got an advocate out of Australia who's been researching kids SA, coming on in a separate stream in 12 minutes, who's got her own theory of Virginia's death. And then Ron's going to be covering a lot of this later on as well. But I'm going to bring in the part now where Virginia's dad comes onto the screen. So let's listen to this, what he says.
What I'm saying is,
do you not, Victoria, do you not have any qualms about Virginia's family hearing you just dismiss everything?
Oh no,
about her as
I think
fake
Robert
and fraudulent?
Giuffre would agree with me.
What about her father, for example?
She was estranged from her mother and her father. She didn't.
Well, she
speak
wasn't
to
estranged
the
from
father.
them.
She was. She's earned 30 million. Right, that is what she's worth. Her father, he came out a month ago saying he's basically on the dole, like, and he couldn't even afford a flight to Australia to see.
Why would you say that in such a disparaging manner, if that's the case?
It's very sad. It's very sad that obviously, you know, she didn't help the family, right? I mean, this father sounded desperate.
Well, look, we can clear this up because I'm going to be joined now exclusively by Virginia Giuffre.
Just as she's putting the dad down, here he is.
His father, Sky Roberts, who's giving his
I
first
just supported him.
Who's giving his first interview on camera about this. Mr. Roberts, thank you very much indeed for joining me on Uncensored, and my deepest sympathies to you and your entire family over what has happened to Virginia.
Thank you.
It's an awful tragedy, and it ends a life of tragedy in many ways for your daughter. First of all, tell me about your reaction when you heard that she'd taken her life.
Well, first of all, I couldn't even believe it. I mean, I started crying right away. I'm still crying. I can't believe that this is happening.
I can't believe they've got that parasite on the same screen as him. How disrespectful.
It's impossible. And then for them to say that she committed suicide, there's no way that she did. Somebody got to her.
Let me just ask you, Mr. Roberts, how much contact did you have with Virginia in recent years?
Not a lot. I haven't spoke to her in years, but I think that she basically liked to try to protect me because she knew a lot of things about a lot of powerful people. And to me, she's just protecting me that I don't get involved in any of it. Like I say, when she was here, we were together all the time and doing a lot of things together. She was on her own to go against Giuffre Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell, Prince Andrew. She was on her own this whole time. You know, I'm not saying it's a way to earn money or anything, but she's just trying to make these people pay for what they did.
Did she?
Well said.
Did she ever talk to you about Prince Andrew before it became public knowledge?
Yes.
Yes, a little. Yeah, she was there in London with Prince Andrew and Miss Maxwell.
Because one of my other guests here in the studio in London has produced photographs from the property where that infamous picture was taken of Virginia with Prince Andrew and Ghislaine Maxwell in the background, and says that it proves to her
like you can't
that the picture must have been faked in some way. But do you have any doubt that Virginia was there at the time?
Can you believe she's trying to talk over him with her claptrap? How disrespectful. Grieving the loss. This woman is relentless. Does she have no emotional intelligence?
And has sex with Prince Andrew?
Personally, I don't have proof of it, but Virginia sent the original picture. So I know it wasn't faked, but the original picture of Prince Andrew and her with Ghislaine Maxwell in the background. So
Virginia sent the original picture at the time before all this blew up. He'd seen the original picture. There you go, Lady V. You were just destroyed.
I know that's true that she did. She was there with him.
She showed you that picture, did you say?
Yes. My mom had an 8x10.
And when did she first show you that?
Many years ago when it happened.
But before it became public knowledge?
Yes. I knew nothing
Yes. Brilliant. Well done, Sky.
about it. I mean, I didn't even know she was, doing all these things for Jeffrey Epstein.
How did you feel when you discovered that?
I was really angry with Jeffrey Epstein because she had told me later on that, he had threatened that if she had said anything, that he had the power to do anything he wanted to her family. I mean, I met Jeffrey Epstein. I wouldn't let her go to work for him unless I met him. But he seemed like a normal person. I mean, he came out, I went to his mansion, and he came out in jeans and a t-shirt and just acted like a regular person. So I had no idea. I mean, you don't know who you're talking,
And
I'm just still upset about this thing.
And Virginia never told you about the abuse that she was enduring?
No, never. Nothing. I think
before.
I don't know. Like I say, if she was to say something,
the composite image.
No.
There was no.
No, but the point is, Mr. Roberts is saying no. But hang on, he's saying Victoria very clearly.
Again, she's just trying to protest her insane evidence, trying to interject with her insane evidence. Won't let it lie.
So
that she showed him the picture, before it was made public knowledge.
Before the mail got it.
Which I think is a significant statement by her father. Can I ask you?
Does he really remember dates?
Mr. Roberts, can I ask you in relation?
Does he really remember dates? This is desperate now. Oh my goodness. She knows she's been destroyed. She's flustered and just saying desperate things now, fumbling.
To Prince Andrew, when it was revealed that he was not going to have his day in court, as he kept saying he wanted, with Virginia, and that he was actually going to instead pay her a very large check, many millions of dollars. Did you have any conversation with her about that, or was that after you had become estranged?
That was probably after, I think. But I mean, to me and everybody here, I mean, it kind of admits guilt when you do that, when you pay somebody off like that.
It's plain common sense, isn't it? But no, Lady Hervey's going to come in with her photos.
I mean, why would he spend 12 or 15 million to her?
What's your view of Prince Andrew?
Well, yeah, I don't care for him at all. I mean, he's I guess a powerful, royal figure, and they just think he can do what he wants to do.
And to people like my guest Victoria Hervey here, who do not believe that your daughter told the truth.
I'm really sorry for what
Sorry for what your family has gone through when you were heckling her, when the bruise photo was posted, when you mocked even her death. And at the very beginning of this interview, have now admitted you didn't take that down. It was on a 24-hour story, so it just went down naturally, and you stand by it. And now you're trying to save a little bit of face. But good grief.
Helped you out and other family members more.
Well, I never asked for any help from her. I am happy the way I am. Yeah, I don't have a lot of money. I'm on Social Security, but I'm happy.
Yeah. But I feel like it would be nice if someone could have got your flights.
Still trying to put Virginia down to a grieving father, saying that Virginia was too cheap to fly you out. That is disgusting.
Seen her recently.
Well, I
So I'm
didn't know
sorry
until
about that.
recently that they were living in separate houses. If I'd have known they were living in separate houses, I have means. I can get the money if I need it. I can borrow it and get to Australia. And if I'd have known that they were living in separate houses, I would have been there, because I just couldn't go there with her husband there, because I know how that ends every time. Like I say, I've been there probably 4 or 5 times, and every time it ended bad with him. So I know I couldn't go there as long as they were living together. And now I just found out, that she was living at a farm and he's living at their beachside house, the home that they have there.
Yeah.
And just say that nobody's seen the
It
kid.
must have been lonely for her.
Mr. Roberts,
Yes,
Mr. Roberts, how would you like your daughter to be remembered? There's so much being written about her at the moment, but how would you like her to be remembered?
as someone who actually got out of a bad situation and made a good situation out of it, that she was helping a lot of other young girls that were feeling the pain of what goes on with people like that. You see it every day. I mean, with the illegals and everything else that's been in our country. And, I think she's strong, very strong. And that's why I don't think she committed suicide. She had too much to live for. She had her foundation.
And to those
So
who
I wanted to be remembered as a very strong-willed person that
and to those, Mr. Roberts, who doubt her word and think she was lying, what do you say to them?
people thinks she was lying.
Yeah, some people do, including one of my guests.
No, like I feel terribly, like you're obviously seeing Sky here, but I do remember, Sky, you said to actually, I think it might have been.
And here we go, another put down. It's inconceivable to him that people think Virginia's lying, and Lady V won't let it lie.
Piers Morgan, or it was a breakfast show where you said that she told good stories, like she basically had lied a lot in her life, so you didn't believe everything she told you.
I don't think I ever said that.
It was on
I know I was on
show.
Good Morning Britain.
Yeah, there's quotes.
Yes, I was on Good Morning Britain, but I believed everything she said. I mean, she was my daughter, and yeah, I know kids lie. Most kids do. But you usually can tell. I could never lie to my father, ever. And she knew that. And I told her, never lie to me. Never say anything that you can't say to me. Just tell me the truth.
Well, Mr. Roberts, listen, I really appreciate you coming on the program tonight. And you've said a lot of things, and it'll raise a lot of questions. But I really appreciate it. And I have to remember, you're a father who's lost a daughter. And
just an honest bloke grieving for his daughter, and this parasite can't release him from her clutches as she desperately tries to maintain the false narrative of the flimsy photos she produced, when anyone with a scintilla of common sense can see that Prince Andrew was standing sideways, and her accomplice in this crime of manufacturing this nonsense was facing forward. And when they did the comparison photo, you could clearly see, if this was on the tube station in London during rush hour, you could cram 20 people into that space. But Lady V probably gets driven around by a chauffeur